Can men really be just friends without complication?
Once you open too many doors, even if you think that this man, if you slip and trip the man, I'm not saying the woman won't either because it's on both ends, but I'm just saying, listen, it doesn't work. It's messy. I try my best to keep everything separate from my business. Right? And I try my best to say, this is not appropriate, or, it doesn't work.
Right.
I'm telling you, they don't care. And if I say, look, I'm trying it, they're aggressive. They got the new 2025 twerk moves. So what I do is I just stop, and I put these big teeth, and then I try to go around them. And then I go around them, but it's no. We can't be friends because as soon as I think you're my friend, you're gonna talk, So I just gotta keep it, as a client / or no. I don't agree. Okay. I don't know. Okay,
because I got questions. All right, so you're in the fitness industry, so you're surrounded by a lot of women because I'm sure most of your clientele are women. They're not really in spandex, trying to work on their bodies. So you're around a lot of flesh. Right. A lot of sweat, a lot of hormones, but those aren't friends. They aren't even coming to you as friends. They're coming to you as clients. So I feel like that's not even a fair assessment as can men and women be friends because they were never going to be your friends. Go ahead.
Right. It depends on the history of the client. Do you know them prior to bringing them involved? It doesn't have to be any type of casual relation, but you just may have an understanding. That's one. Two, once you start training, I'm the type of person I develop a relationship because this is what I do. So I want to talk to you. I'm going to let you know about me. We're going to kick it. So, in the midst of that, things, sometimes people don't know how to respect the line. I'm not the thirsty trainer that's like, hey, I'm training you to check you out to try to... No, I'm not the thirsty trainer. I'm the trainer that's trying to tell you, look, let's keep it professional. I can help you. We can do some things. Now, if I cross that line, then cool. That's what I chose to do. But I normally try to not do that at all under no circumstances because it's...
No, it's not cool whatsoever.
Exactly. He's right. But you're right though. But the thing is, you have to have a sense of humor.
Right.
You have to know how to keep. You can't just be. I don't want to talk to you. Like, no, I don't talk. No, you can't do that. So I know how to keep it at a respectable level. But what I'm saying is, I just can't seem to understand how we can be platonic. I just don't understand. I know a lot of people might disagree with me and say, well, I have male friends or I have female friends, and you might, but I don't believe that it is. I think that might be because of you not wanting to cross the line. It may not be because they might not. So it all depends, but I just don't think it's healthy to just be having, if you're in a relationship, to be having the opposite sex as friends, or if that is the sex that you deal with, you shouldn't have them either. So I don't, that's just me. Okay. Y'all can take me down for
that. Who else wants to jump in? Anybody else got thoughts on that before I take Todd down?
Take me down. Because they want me to keep talking.
I think it's done in a healthy way. If everybody's respectful, if all parties are respectful, I don't see a problem with it. Especially like if you get with a person and they've had like a female friend for years before you came along, it's really like you can't break their relationship up. Like, as long as everybody being respectful, nothing sneaky going on, you don't feel no type of way, like, it shouldn't be an issue. I think that's healthy. I think we need to continue different. Like, we have different connections. Like, when we're kids, we have so many different friends. Then when we get older, stuff gets serious, or does she like him, or he like her? So it's like, now I can't be friends with this one. It's like, I feel like we should always have that relationship with the opposite sex, and it should be platonic. Like, if we're not working on a relationship, why not have a friendship with a guy who can give you a male perspective when you're going through something? Like, I feel like now in my life, I'm starting to actually have that with men, and I like it. Like, I don't have a big brother, so it feels good getting a different perspective, a healthy different perspective, and it's an eye opener. I feel like it's good if it's done right. Great.
Interesting.
I want to know what kind of friends y'all talking about too, though.
I'm gonna break it down. Perspective.
All right, so there's different levels, right? So if the friendship was already there and it was communicated, and we already talked about it, we're good. Like, introduced, we all hanging out, cool. But like if someone just comes out of the blue and it's just like, questions arise. So it's all on like the different types of situations and like how it's being communicated and like if there's different red flags with that person. I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing as long as it's communicated and it's respectful and everybody's on the same page.
Okay.
Go ahead, Todd.
Yeah, thank you. Because I just hold this there. Everybody did good. Now I got a question. I want to go around the room. And I want everybody to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Has anybody in this circle, in this chat, right, prior to our relationship, for the sake of the people, those in a relationship, right, have you ever had a friend, and even if you didn't act out on it, you may have gave them a side eye or observed them in a lustful way, or actually it happened? Honesty only, or I'm going to mute you.
Okay, I'm going to speak on this because I want to give the whole perspective.
Okay.
I am a person who does have a friend of the opposite sex. Now, when I was growing up, I was more inclined to hang with boys than females. I don't know, I just had a better relationship with them.
Right.
But my mom did tell me like once, I had a lot of male friends in high school, but once I went into college and I got in a relationship, my mom was like, all those male friends aren't really your friends and they might jeopardize your relationship. So you really got to adjust and reassess some of those friendships. So it really kind of opened my eyes because at some point I'm just looking like, oh, that's the homie. But going into, womanhood and things like that, I could see that if I let the opportunity slip, they would definitely try to take it outside of the friend zone. Maybe I wasn't willing to, but I could see that maybe they were just hanging on for that moment for something to slip. Now,
They should.
I have a male friend who was interested in someone in my friend group. And so they were always hanging around and things like that. But we have a really close relationship. And it was never anything like that. Like, it was never any sexual attention. I never felt like they would try anything. It was really just a friendship. Now, were they interested in somebody in the friend group? Yes. But we were just really cool. And we're still cool to this day. And I have another male friend who's like that too. Very cool. Nothing ever happened. But we've known each other since middle school, elementary school. So when I met Mark, I was letting him know hey, these are people I have in my life and I don't talk to them every day, but they come around, I hang out with them. I want you to meet them. It's very open, respectful, he's met them and things like that. Now, have I been in a situation where I've had a friend that we looked at each other a certain way or we tried to cross the line? No, because once you cross that line, I think it's hard to say that I'm not saying it's not possible, but I think the lines are kind of convoluted now that's not really your friend, that's an ex or that's an old person. Y'all can still be cool, but it makes it a little more convoluted. So I don't necessarily hang on to relationships that we've had encounters with, to be just kiki ha-ha with. But there's some people who've had, relationships and they were just we're better off friends. It just was weird. It was odd and I respect our friendship more. And I think that is a thing, but I think that's where, the tension starts coming in oh, well, y'all messed with each other before and it just makes everything a little weird. If you never cross that line with somebody, then I think that could be, a truly platonic relationship. If you've already went to that place, it's no longer platonic because y'all done seen each other privates. Nah, right. That's just my point of view.
Yeah, I'm always looking at them like threats anyway. I always keep my head on a swivel. Whatever. The one dude is married in a different state and he'll come up or whatever. And the other one is just a lot of women. You know what I'm saying? Women after women after women. And I think they're the same age and they went to the, same school or whatever. So men will always all right, first of all, I don't sleep on no man at all. I'm not sleeping on no dude, even her male friends. Women put men in a friendship category, just like men put women in a side chick category. It's the same exact thing. There's no thing. If you put this person in a friend zone, that's no different than us putting you in a side chick, section. No difference. It's just that this person is going to hang on until you have an emotional weak moment, and they can hang on for 20 years. Waiting for that one moment, you know what I'm saying? Those cheeks. They get up in those cheeks. The moment you let that person, that male friend, that person, give them, you know what I'm saying, your perspective and have this long talk. He's going to talk. He's going to have all this conversation with you. He's going to tell you everything. And he's going to be imagining your his mouth, basically, like literally visually talking to you while you are basically, and he's going to be thinking about every single thing that he can do to you. This is how we think. We're literally having a conversation with you.
The problem is y'all.
While we're
The problem is y'all. Y'all don't know how to control yourselves.
No, we do know how to control ourselves. We are men and we are conquerors. Most
But I feel like women can genuinely be friends with men. But
you have alpha males,
problem.
you have alpha males, and you have beta males. What type of person are you talking about? Because if you're dealing with an alpha male, that alpha male is going to take you to Pound Town. The beta male,
Right, seriously. It's telling the truth. You better listen. Listen.
alpha male
Seriously.
to Pound Town.
Right.
Problem is, many alpha males are already in situations.
Right.
Many alpha males are already in other relationships. So when they're in other relationships, you already take that person aside, or you with somebody. Oh, that person, you don't even put that person inside, and that's not even a factor. A lot of times, women are dealing with a lot of beta males or boring guys. You know what I'm saying? Dudes that you would overlook. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of single men that are out here, but you would overlook those people because that's just not a person you see that can do it. Women are naturally attracted to alpha males. The beta males, you'll be like, oh, that's just a friend. And then you just classify him and put him in that file until you can actually find an actual alpha male. But the problem is alpha males come with more than one female, somewhere lurking in the background. Waiting, you know what I'm saying? The side chick that will stay in their lane for years.
Whoa.
Waiting for
Whoa.
After all of these different things, they're waiting, you know what I'm saying? And as soon as you do some dumb shit, ladies, there will come and they will be in your spot. ASAP.
Doing the same hand motion.
Whoa. Yo, how you do your little thing? Right, that part. Listen, right. And listen, it is that serious. Like, seriously, like, it is that serious. You really got to pay attention because, like, and the man, regardless of what, you're looking at him. Hold on, let me touch on this before I get into that. Stop acting like y'all innocent because you guys have eyes that wander. You look at stuff you're not supposed to be looking at. Excuse me, I'm talking to you, ma'am. I'm talking to you, but you're looking somewhere else? Yeah, those type of women. Yeah, you know, the stuff that y'all do. So, like, we're not going to act like y'all can't be aggressive. You know, you're not prowlers. You know, you got your little ways you do your stuff. And listen, y'all are dangerous because you're very slick, you're very smart, you're very strategic. And us, we are more like, it is what it is. Like you said, we're alpha males, so we coming through, but y'all more like, and then like, you know what you got going on. So yeah, that part. But yeah, you hit a lot of points though, Mark. I ain't got to say it too much, but I have to give you your little clap for that though. That was good.
The just, you want to give that a second thought, Marion or Danja?
When you were talking, Danja was like, dang, is that really my friend? Like, I saw your eyes. She was second guessing, like, wait a minute.
Right.
No comment.
Right.
Let me explain something. So when it comes to my customers, I look at my customers as family. So that's a whole different thing. So when it comes to family, you know what I'm saying? Family is something different and it shouldn't be mixed or convoluted. I met Whitney when I was on the tail end of working at a big box gym where I was already fed up with the system and ready, and I was making my exit. So I wind up starting a company, a LLC. I met her at the end of March 28th, 2017. I started my LLC May of 2017. You know what I'm saying? So I was already out the door. I was already fed up with the system. So when she walked in, you know what I'm saying? I was like, oh, we're going to do it. It's not literally. Okay, she don't want to say it. She wants to say it.
I don't want to say it.
Okay. When she walked in the first time, I looked at her. I was like, oh, she's a hood rat.
Not a hood rat.
No. I said hood rat. No. Listen. So when in the gym, we are measuring people, you know what I'm saying, by the actual amount of money that they have because we want them to sign up. That's just the way the big box gym had it set up. She came in with these big gold braids. I was like, what the hell? Yep. I didn't know she went to her sister is a hairstylist, fashion designer, so she was always doing stuff and experimenting. That's what I later found out later on, okay? But when she came in those braids, I was like, oh, she ain't got no money. She ain't trying to sign up for trade. Because what happened is, listen, I was on a money mission. I was trying to get to a bag. And oftentimes women would come in and they would just be wanting to talk to me, not trying to sign up, trying to get my number or trying to, like, sometimes they would go to another, it would be something else, and I wasn't even trying to go down that road. But I looked and I was like, oh yeah, hood rat. And then I got my assistant director too, but she wound up coming in, signing up, and clearly she wasn't, because she signed up for one of the highest package prices, and she signed up for a membership, signed up for personal training, all that stuff. Like, I was like, oh shit, that caught my eye right there. And then my guy was like, basically, she was very organized and had everything all together, and then somehow we started to talk from there, because I was like, I'm not gonna, I'm
so
gonna
what
make
you're
it up
saying
to her.
is your ego was so big that the only reason I was coming in there because I wanted to screw you, or I had to be trying to get your number, and not that I was working on me, and that because I had blonde braids and neon nails because I was coming from vacation, that I paid for myself, that I couldn't afford these packages that you were slinging.
Can I say something? He might have thought, see, that kind of gives you Laquita vibes a little bit. That doesn't mean it's you, sis. We know you're not Laquita, but he didn't know. I sometimes do it. If you twist your neck too much, I'm like, I'm traumatized. Can't do it. You gotta keep your neck straight and don't do too much. And if your mouth, I'm traumatized. You come different now. Yo, we don't know who's who no more. Everybody wears tights.
Right.
Everybody wears, everything is like right there. So you don't know who's who. Back in the day, if you wore certain stuff, you could be like, she's that kind of woman. Or that's that kind of. Now, I don't know. The grandma, the mom, the kid, the sister, everybody. Tights. Damn. So I don't know. I'm confused. And they listen to Sexy Red. The white people. All nationalities. All nationalities. Girl sexy. No.
I started getting to know her. She got 2 master's degrees.
Right.
I'm like, okay, she's a speech therapist. I'm like, oh, yeah.
Right.
No, when I admit when I'm wrong.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm going to make up for that forever. And I proposed to her in
As you should.
7 months.
Right.
We bought a house literally within a year.
Well, Todd, I appreciate that perspective, because I never thought of it like that. And you're right. So
It's hard for us out here.
It's
hard out here. It's
I
hard.
appreciate that insight.
For all those years, Todd created my marriage.
I'm married. Cool. But you be telling this story like it was a fairy tale. Like, I knew when I first saw it. Like, no, when you first saw me, you thought I was
Right.
and you.
Yeah.
So I just won't want him to sell this fallacy out here that he knew at the moment, because he thought I was a hood rat.
No.
No.
When you walked in, I wasn't in dating mode. I was in executive.
Right.
Like, I need to get my numbers up because I need to be in this bonus. You know what I'm saying? But
I wasn't in dating mode either. I was in getting myself together. So
but check.
In my picture, I was on vacation. We were in these bathing suits. And, girls had their themes, and I was in that pink bathing suit. And I looked a hot mess. And I was like, oh, I need to be in somebody's gym because I look like a beached whale. And that's when I walked into LA, or the big box gym.
LA Fitness.
Okay.
Yeah. So we did it.
Yeah.
And I said, okay,
all right.
Here we go.
Moving on. Thank you. We can close that chapter.
We can finally close that chapter.